This is it. This is the car that really put Audi on the map, the Audi A4. That's right. If you go back to the late 90s, Audi was struggling. And then they came out with this sexy four-door sedan that made everybody aware of the brand again, and why not? Look at this car. Wonderful proportions, of course, legendary all-wheel drive quattro technology, and a great direct injection engine. While the competitors to the Audi A4, such as BMW 3 Series and Mercedes-Benz C-Class, have just now started to discover that you need a four-cylinder engine to get good fuel economy, guess what? Audi's been doing it all along. In fact, the A4 you see here is only available in a 2-liter turbo four-cylinder engine. If you want to get a 6 in an Audi A4, you have to step up to the S4. As a brand, Audi has been building front-wheel drive vehicles and quattro vehicles longer than anybody else. This particular engine is a 2-liter turbo that produces 258 pound-feet of torque. That's a very important number, and that's a very high number. Torque is what you need to get going. Horsepower, 211. May not sound like a lot, but you know what? It's plenty. I've had this car on the freeway. I've had it loaded with people going up hills. Plenty of power in this particular package. The Audi A4 is available in 3 trim levels: Premium, Premium Plus, or Prestige. Now what's nice is that the higher up you go, the more goodies you get. For example, these LED lights that you see here, they're beautiful, especially at nighttime. They just pop. In order to get those, you got to step up. There was a time when Audi embraced CVT, or continuously variable transmission technology. Most of us in the industry really don't like it. And unfortunately, the A4 is still available with a CVT. They now call it a multi-tronic transmission. And in order to get that transmission, you get the front-wheel drive model. I don't recommend that model unless that's all you can afford. My recommendation is to step up to the Tiptronic with the Quattro. It's a better driving vehicle and a much better transmission. 8-speed transmission. That's on par with the BMW 3 Series. And even though that sounds like a lot of gears, I can tell you, this transmission does not hesitate. The A4 not only has a beautiful interior, it's essentially modern but efficient, but it's also very roomy, especially width-wise. As you can see, plenty of room. And I'm not a little guy, and I got a ton of room, especially in the shoulder area. You get into some of these other cars, you feel a little cramped. Not with the A4. The A4 is a true driver's car. As you can see, it's equipped with these paddle shifters that are mounted on the steering wheel, and they are, in my opinion, some of the nicest paddle shifters you can get because they're very flush, they're very ergonomically correct, and just feel right. They have little ridges on the back, so your fingers won't slip. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about transmissions. When you get into some vehicles like the Infiniti G37, it has a 7-speed transmission, has a lot of hesitation. Here's what I recommend you do. Get the car going around 50 miles an hour, put it in standard mode, not sport mode, and then punch it. You see, there was almost no hesitation. Other cars like the G37 have as much as a 2-second hesitation, and even though those cars have more power, all that power is useless if the transmission is not talking to the engine. Well, let's talk some numbers. The Audi A4, because it's a 4-cylinder engine, it gets about 22 in the city, 30 on the highway. Those are very respectable numbers, and consider the fact that this is a Quattro and you're getting that kind of fuel economy. Now, when it comes to competition, when it comes to looking at everything else in the segment, consider the fact that this is a front-wheel drive or Quattro. Most of the other vehicles in the segment are rear-wheel drive or have an all-wheel drive option, so keep that in mind. Price-wise, starting price is $32,500 for a base A4. That's the front-wheel drive with a CVT. Fully loaded, it can reach about $48,000, $49,000, but as you can see, you get a really high level of quality and a great driving experience.